Dave, what's up? I'm getting ready to do the podcast. Yeah, in 5 minutes. I'm working on. Oh, okay. Check 1 2 2 2. Okay. If you're a vet, give a salute. If you're not, let's do it. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that the second time. Anyway, all right, you guys. Welcome to the Red Friday podcast. It is Friday. Thank God. What a week. What a week. I hope you're wearing your red today as we remember everyone deployed. And we have a lot of people deployed right now. We haven't spoken, you and me, since last Friday. And I believe that next Saturday there, the bombs dropped. So taking out probably one of the most evil people in the world, the Ayatollah Khomeini from Iran. We all know him and remember him. If you were back in '79, he's gone, along with his other evildoers. I think they were called at one time. Anyway, great news. The bad news, and God bless them and their families. We've lost 6 members of our military. We've been posting about that on social media channels. Let's hope we don't lose any more. So put your prayers out there, prayers up for our deployed troops and their families. And that's what we'll say about that. Some of you do not approve, and some of you approve, and that's great. And that's America. But I think we're ridding the world of something really evil. And I think it's in our best interests. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Lots going on in the country and in the beer world especially. Wow. So let's talk about Armed Forces Brewing Company first before we get to some of this other beer news. I'm looking, and by the way, share if you got any questions or comments or anything like that, you're always welcome to put them in. We are live streaming. We had some technical difficulties over there on X. I think we got those worked out. I'm watching it on X right now. Looks like it's running. Yeah, that's a good thing. Mark's happy about that, I'm sure. And we are live streaming over on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Welcome, Instagram. Got some people watching over there. All right. Armed Forces Brewing Company, because we've gotten a lot of comments, and because we've got a lot of new viewers too. My gosh, I think we kind of resurrected the Red Friday podcast and had about 400 people watching. Now I think we're up to about 2,000 watching every Friday. So a big jump there in viewership. Ian Lake's in the house. Barry Connolly, I'm not talking to you. Not talking to you, Barry. Anyway, Barry, you know I'm talking to you. I love you, man. So we got a lot of new people watching and everything, and a lot of people wondering, like, what happened to the company? And some people are shareholders too. So I'm going to address a few things right now, and some things I have to be careful what I say because of some legal reasons, and I'll tell you about those here in a minute. So let me start with this. Hey, Brian, Tracy Boyd's here, Ian Lake. I call them the regulars. Holly, my Arkansas family connections in the house. That's good. Anyway, Armed Forces Brewing Company, if you didn't know, we closed our Norfolk facility and relocated to Texas. Not a brewery, just a location, mailing location. And we had to stop production. We had to stop everything in Norfolk, Virginia. Had a very bad time there, and to like a long story short, We had it. We had a woke mob there. We had a woke mob cancel culture experience there. They hated us. They did not want us there at all. A lot of people did want us there. A lot of people. But they got scared. They got scared. They didn't want to be doxxed. They didn't want to be ridiculed. They didn't want it by the left. Anyway, so we ended up moving. It was not viable for us to stay there. Our tap room business was decimated. We were accused of being racists and bigots and violent people and misogynists and every other buzzword you can think of. All BS. All bullshit. So we closed her up, and we are back to contract brewing down in Florida at Brew Theory in Orlando. And we are going to be contract brewing up in Pennsylvania as well through B3. But right now, we've gotten our first batch of Preamble back out. It's actually direct to consumer from Nick and Moe's over in Lakeland, Florida. They have shipping to 43 states and D.C. As we work toward getting back into distribution, back into the chains. It's going to be a process, but we're working on it. But in the meantime, that's where we're at. And if any of you are shareholders and wondering for an update, because I do get emails once in a while. Hey, what's going on with the company? I haven't gotten any updates for a year. Well, we've been sending email updates out and are letting our shareholders know, giving them a lot of information. So check your spam folder. If you're a shareholder, check your spam folder. Sometimes those emails go to your spam folder. That's a good place to look for them. And for some reason, if they're not there, you can shoot us an email communication, or you can go to our website to the contact page there and let us know. We'll take a look at the distribution list and see if you've been getting the emails. If you're a shareholder, this is if you're a shareholder, and our email program allows us to see if you've opened the email and clicked and, all that good analytics stuff. So we'll take a look for you and make sure you're getting the update email. So more update there. So leaving Norfolk, Virginia, and wow. Everybody we did business with was harassed in Norfolk, Virginia. Our veteran outreach, our distributors, our anybody, customers, our staff, big time. To the point where we have actually filed a criminal complaint to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I had, and I've already announced this, so I'll re-announce it because I know we have more people watching, but I literally was working with a special agent for 2 months, sorting through the vast wealth of evidence and things that we had, helping them understand and showing them all the evidence that we had, from social media posts to email communications to text messages to some records through FOIA that we obtained as well. And that's kind of big news. That is big news. There's a difference between posting stuff on your social media. I hate Armed Forces Brewery Company, blah, blah, blah. I hate Alan Beal. I hate this person. I hate that person. I hate America. I hate veterans. Great. Free speech. First Amendment. You do. You do you. You go for it. But there's a difference, and it's called tortious interference of a business, and it's against the law. When you are boots on the ground, texting this businesses and customers and harassing them and making false statements and defamation and all that good kind of stuff, it's against the law, and it can be criminal without a doubt. That's why we filed to the FBI. and got their attention on this. It's also civil. And Armed Forces Brewing Company has a Virginia attorney. We are, one of the opposition members. Some of them are anonymous, by the way. Yeah, they're hiding. They're hiding. They need to lawyer up. But anyway, one of them's requested mediation. Yep. So we're in the process of working with his attorney, her attorney, to see if we can come to agreement and mediate their involvement in this before we file lawsuits. And we're working toward it. We're working toward it. So that's the update where we're at right now. That's kind of it in a nutshell. And that's we're gonna gradually unmask the other people and get into what they call a discovery phase. Discovery is where you've already filed a lawsuit with the court, and then you are able to get into discovery. That's when the subpoenas start coming out. The subpoenas to the social media companies for their records on people's social media accounts or anonymous people's social media accounts. And that's where the subpoenas fly and you start gathering information. I believe this is deep. So we'll see. We're going to go through the process. It's going to be a little bit. That's where our company's at. Preamble is available for online ordering right now. We have our cans of Grunt Double IPA ready, printed, and they are there at the brewery, and we're waiting to drop that batch of Grunt Double IPA, that delicious double IPA. It is good, too. So good that so we had 4 core SKUs out to market, and that was obviously Preamble. Special hops, our number one seller is Special Hops, and then Preamble. Special Hops IPA, 6.7 ABV. God dang. I'm biased, but that's the best IPA I've ever had. And Bob Ruprecht, made it that way. He specifically made that IPA that way, to where it's repeatable. It's not one of those you're struggling through the IPA. We could drink several of those, and tailgating brought that all on. I like IPAs. I wanted to drink an IPA to tailgate while tailgating, not just struggle through one. So I could drink 1, 2, or 3 of those. By the time it was kickoff time, whew, I was feeling good, and then I'd hit the lagers after that. But good stuff. Special Hops, Preamble, Cat Shot, our other lager, 5.3 ABV. That was actually the second beer we came out with. And it is delicious. If you're a Yuengling drinker, you will just die over Catapult Shot off of Aircraft Carrier. By the way, that is a delicious beer. There's a little maize in the brewing process, gives it a little bit of a corn sweetness, and that is my favorite Armed Forces brewery. Man, that's not true. Scratch that, as my brother would say. Scratch that. It is not. Death from Above Coffee Porter is my favorite Armed Forces Brewing Company beer. My second favorite would be Cat Shot. No. I wish there was. Got a question here about Nick and Mose. I'll answer that question in a minute, Barry. Anyway, and then Grunt came on, and Grunt sales just started creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. It overtook Cat Shot. It overtook Preamble, and it became our second biggest seller. That night we had it in 19.2 ounce cans, those single serve cans, and the chains love those. Your convenience stores love those too. Guy gets off work, heads to the convenience store, and he grabs that single serve can. He's going to go home and turn on the TV and relax after a long day of working and enjoy that 19.2 ounce single serve can. And that 9.5 ABV in that Grunt Double IPA, it is grunt tested and grunt approved at 9.5 ABV. Good beer. God, it's tasty as hell. It is not, it's the blend of the hops that we use in it. It is not, I mean, it's totally drinkable for a double IPA as well. It's delicious. Anyway, Grunt is the next beer we're putting out. We've got the cans ready at Brew Theory, and they're going to get that beer brewed here shortly. So we'll get that one out. Next one will be Special Hops. Got to get that back out. And Cat Shot. There's a lot of people wanting our coffee porter out. Death from Above coffee porter. I thought it was, we put a social media post out there. It was kind of cute. If you didn't see it on Facebook or Instagram or X, we had a can of the Death from Above coffee porter, a tribute to your bomber wings and drone. Anything that has to do with bombs coming from the air, that beer tributes that. Get some coffee bombs coming to that, some F bombs coming out of that. But it's a great beer. I love it. Death from Above coffee porter. We had a little. There was the can on the post, the image, and then there's a skull there, and I think you'll have to go check it out. Go to our Facebook and check it out. Look at the skull and see if you see anything on that skull. Significant. Because I think it's got a white beard and maybe a turban on there. It might. But I'm not sure if anybody caught that or not. I haven't checked the comments for a while. I'll have to go check the comments. I haven't gotten a report back from anybody on that to see. Anyway, but Death from Above, that's my favorite of our beer. But Cat Shot is second. Cat Shot's such a great lager. And I'll tell you what, man, the Cat Shot with food is incredible. Living in Maryland for as long as I did, and having that beer come out second, we had that lager and you're pounding crabs, and oh my God, Cat Shot just goes great with seafood, and it was great beer, perfect. So they're all pretty good. Bob Ruprick makes great beer. Probably one of the best, arguably one of the best brewmasters in the country. Anyway, so we're rebounding, folks. That's where the company's at. We are rebounding. And there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And we'll have some more announcements coming out. We've got a press release coming out here soon. We're supposed to have the press release out about 2 weeks ago, but the lawyers put a hold on that, because they got to do some lawyering. But we'll get a press release out, and we're gonna talk quite a bit more about Norfolk and what happened. We're not dead. We're not dead. We're still going. You can get Preamble from Nick and Mo's liquor store in Lakeland, Florida. You can pick it up there if you live in Florida, or you can have it shipped. They ship to 43 states and Washington, D.C. And I'm going to head over to comments there because I know my friend Barry had a comment there. Is there anything that can be done with pricing from Nick and Mo's all the cost? We have nothing to do with the pricing there at all. Zero. Nope. No, I can't do anything about it. Um, shipping cost, that's up to them and their carrier. I wish there was something we could do, but can't. It's expensive. Shipping beer is expensive. You got to have the right licensing for that, and it's costly. It's costly. I think shipping costs with gas prices going down. Of course, they took another 15-cent hop up because of the bombing of Iran. But shipping costs go down once gas prices go down as well. So yeah, it's expensive, unfortunately, but it's a direct-to-consumer model that we just have to go through right now. So I wish I could do something about that. Anyway, we're going to be contract brewing up up in Pennsylvania through a collective called B3. If you're familiar with Yards Brewery and some of the breweries up there, it's a collective of breweries, and they've got about 5 facilities. And these guys brew great beer up there. Matter of fact, they are one of the craft experts in non-alcoholic beer as well. One of these facilities helped Athletic Brewing Company get their start in the non-alcoholic beer space. They were contract brewing for Athletic before they got brick and mortar. And as you know, I've talked about it for a long time. They're in Norfolk. We were testing out some non-alcoholic beer products of our own. Yeah. So we actually took the beer to the non-alcoholic beer to the Army-Navy game, and we took it up to Washington, D.C. to an American Legion event, and everybody just thought it was delicious. We had 2 lagers, one very light, like Preamble, the other one like Catshot. And they were good. They were really good. So we are looking to get into that NA beer space. And I'm going to try not to be too redundant because I've told everybody about this for a long time, but the craft beer, the NA beer space is growing. It's up 13-14%. America is going sober. Yeah, those mocktails, those non-alcoholic cocktails, NA beer, those spaces, those sectors are growing big time. Alcohol beer is down about 4%, but I think it's going to make a rebound. We a good publication to watch, folks. A good publication to read is called Brewbound. It's a good one. And you won't find all that political shit in the beer industry at Brewbound. That's what I love about it. These aren't left or right-wing hacks over there. They do a great job over there. They write good stories, and they have really good information. They know the industry left and right. They talk to the experts, and they have, it's just a great publication. So check out Brewbound. It's probably brewbound.com. Get a subscription to that. Beer saved the world. Absolutely. So I'll get you more updates on Armed Forces Brewing Company as I can. It's a work in progress. It's been my life for 10 years. And I kind of refuse to run away. I think we have something special. You do too. You wouldn't have invested in the company if you didn't. We have great beer. I don't care what the trolls say. Their beer sucks. I went there and had their beer. It was terrible. Yeah, screw you. We won 4 awards in 2024, I think, for our beer. Shareholders know. The ones that came for Raleigh Point or grand opening, they know the beer. They know how they know the quality of the beer there. They know how good the beer is. Gosh, we had a ton. We had a ton of different beers too. Ton of different beers, and they were good. They were good. I'm proud of them. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get into a lot more updates and everything. We're not going anywhere yet. And not only that, we have some interested parties about putting a tap room chain together. Armed Forces Brewing Company, starting out in Florida. We've had some interest from a developer there for since 2022, 2021, 2022. They want us there in Florida bad. They want a taproom foodery concept bad. Because they love what we're about. They know what we're about. And they love our product. They love our company, our mission statement, the whole deal. So we're going to keep working it. We're going to keep working it. All right. Lots of other stuff in the news. Have you heard of Reyes? Reyes, Reyes. One of the biggest distributors, if not the biggest distributor in the United States. Reyes Beverage. I think them and Budweiser kind of go back and forth. It depends. But Reyes is buying up the market. They've been going around the country for a long time, buying up smaller distributorships and big. They're buying up big ones. They're buying markets from RNDC. They are buying up markets from RNDC. Go to Brewbound. Read all about that too. Reyes distributors. But the big news is BrewDog. If you don't know who BrewDog is, they're out of the UK, folks. But I believe they have facilities on 4 continents. They opened one in Columbus, Ohio. They bought a brewery there and opened it up. They did the Regulation A stock program like we did, and they've got 250,000 shareholders in their company. So Tilray went and bought BrewDog's UK assets. They bought their brewing facilities in the UK. They bought their tap rooms. I think about 30 tap rooms, maybe 35. And they're working on a deal right now to buy their U.S. assets. They're out of Columbus, Ohio. They were a $2 billion company. BrewDog was. So Tilray's buying them. Tilray, check them out too. They've been going around. Gosh, I even think they've been buying breweries around the country too. They even bought. I believe they bought some of Budweiser's brands as well, like Shock Top. And they also are in the cannabis business as well for you people that don't drink. You're drinking those D8 and D9 seltzers and other non-alcoholic mixers, spirits, whatever you want to call them. Those are big. Those are big. real men drink beer. That's all I have to say. I don't do the D9 stuff, folks. I don't do it. I can't do it. That stuff just doesn't mesh with the chemistry, my chemistry at all. Never did. Never did. Ever. So I can't drink that stuff. I'm high strung already as it is. I don't like to be sedated. uh anyway. But hey, it's the future, man. It's the future. Those companies are I haven't tasted their products, but they seem to be doing good. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the beer industry. I mean, that's huge. Rhea's buying up distributors around, buying up big markets. Um, and the BrewDog acquisition in the UK, and we'll see what happens with when they announce um, the purchase of their USA assets. That'll be interesting to find out and see what the price tag is there. All right. Wow. That is huge. So I think also on our end, we're going to be switching up some distributors here in some states as well. There's a reason for contract brewing in Florida and contract brewing up in Pennsylvania. Shipping costs can kill your margins big time. And think about it. When you're contract brewing in Florida, you can only ship this way. You can't. There's nowhere to go on the other side. And in Pennsylvania, there we can ship west, we can ship northeast, we can ship south of Pennsylvania. We've got some shipping lanes there, and can definitely service those states more efficiently and economically efficient as well. And I think we'll keep contract brewing in Florida so we can supply Florida. It's a big market. And get back into our chains. Of course, all that's takes capital, and we're working on that end as well. We got a ways to go. Texas might be a market where we want to contract brew. Heck, it might be Oklahoma, so we can ship south, west, and north. It might be St. Louis. We've been looking in St. Louis for a while. At a potential contract brewing partner there to supply the Midwest, being in the middle, and San Diego as well, to open up at least that San Diego market there in California. There's a big cost of doing business in some states as well, folks. You got to take that into account. It's not just, hey, let's go to Michigan and flip the switch. I wish it worked that way. I really do. I wish it worked that way. There's lots of licensing requirements in each state, and you got to find the right distributors. Got to have a whole network of distributors there on board. A lot of those distributors, they want to make sure that you have chain, that you're going into chains retail before they bring you on. So, I wish it were easier. Wish we could just say, let's go to Michigan and flip a switch and boom, we're there. But San Diego, that was the target market. It's a huge military community there in San Diego as well. We do very well there. We would do very well there, I think. And just contract brew, small there, hit San Diego, branch out gradually, slowly, there in California. Things are expensive there in California. We all know that. So that's there it is. That's the all my children update. It's like a soap opera. It's going to get worse on the soap opera side. I hate to say it, but it is. Uh, anyway, when's Grunt slated to hit Nick and Moe's? Not sure yet. We got our cans there. Not quite ready to drop the liquid yet. But it's going to take 45 days to brew that beer, somewhere around there. So we have not. So don't take it as it's going to be 45 days. I'm just telling you the brewing time there. So we'll see. We're working on the Grunt. I will let everybody know. Man, I'll let you. I'll let you know when the beer's ready. I will let you know when the beer's ready. But we'll tease you a little bit when it's coming. Grunt is just a great beer. Tell me that we will revive Neptune's beer one day. Neptune's beer. Whew. Man. All right. Everybody's going, Neptune's beer. What the hell is that? All right. So we put out a beer when we were in Norfolk. And we were going to put it out once a year on the anniversary of the Bin Laden raid, which was Operation Neptune Spear. Was the mission name for the Bin Laden raid. Which, as you know, our Rob O'Neill was on SEAL Team 6 and put 3 shots in that piece of poop. And that beer, I'll never forget. That beer was about 12, 13 ABV. I think it was 12.3. We had that on the vision board for a long time, that beer. We had trouble with the cans. We would have come out with it earlier, but we were having trouble with the artwork on the cans. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But we were at the Americans in Wartime Museum's tank farm in Nokesville, Virginia. We were filming the funny Dollar Shave Club videos that you saw earlier, where we were riding on the tanks and all. Man, I'll tell you what. If you're in Virginia, you gotta, or in that area, or heck, I don't care where you're at. You got to grab the kids and go see the tank farm in Nokesville, Virginia. It's the Americans Wartime Experience is what they call it. There is, oh my God, there's like $300 million worth of military hardware out there. Tanks they had a World War I tank. It was like the third one ever made that came off the manufacturing line. It was a World War I tank. They had World War II tanks. They had Russian tanks, German tanks. They had a Swedish tank. They had a whole bunch of stuff. They had Jeeps and just any kind of military vehicle you could think of. They had it there. And then back in this really big room, which you walked in and you could smell the dust and all that stuff. It was like walking into a time capsule. They had tank helmets and from all different theaters of war. They had on these shelves uniforms and guns and ammo boxes and ammo and all this stuff. I mean, everywhere. It was absolutely. I could have spent a year going through all that stuff because I love military history. Love it. And you can take the kids out there. The kids you can ride on the tanks and everything. They take you around, and they do these God, what do you call them? What do you call them? Where you have the reenactments. Thank you very much. Reenactments. They do the reenactments out there. They had Russian soldiers. They had American World War II. They had French. They had Germans. They had everything out there, and they do reenactments. And my God, they even had the flamethrowers out there and everything. And it's just an amazing place. It's a magical place. You should take your kids out there. Yes, we did, Ryan Kruger. We had Rally Point out there. And I think it's this huge farm, okay? And there's this huge ass field. I mean, it's probably 2 football fields out there, maybe 3. I mean, you can literally have a concert there and fit 50,000 people out there, probably 25,000, something like that. I don't know. I'm exaggerating a little bit. But the FBI training center and the CIA training center are over in that area as well. And it's funny because we were out in the field. It was close to the end of the day. We were filming a piece of where I'm chased by a tank. I'm dressed up as a hipster, and Navy SEAL Darren McBurnett and Air Force veteran Gretchen Smith are in a tank, and they're chasing me around. And I'm in this big field, and the grass is like 3 feet high, 4 feet high. Okay, it hadn't been mowed or anything. So I'm out running in the field, and they're filming the tank chasing me and all that kind of stuff. And you don't know what's out there. Are there snakes out there, or you don't know what's out there in the field? And I was out there. I was at. Everybody else went in, and they were all breaking open the beers. They were all drinking the beers, and I was out in the field. And there's Rob O'Neill and Darren McBurnett and Ray Kashkar and Gretchen Smith and the team from Armed Forces. They're all over there at picnic tables up by the tank garages drinking beer. And I was out in this field all by myself, and it was I could hear that over in the FBI direction, you could hear they were doing some training over there with some machine guns and stuff. Anyway, I think I had to do some drone stuff out there. Anyway, so I get done with that, and everybody that was filming out in the field and me were all kind of checking each other for ticks and all that kind of crap too. I didn't get any ticks. The ticks did not like me, but everybody else got like 3, 4, 8 ticks on them. I didn't get any ticks. I can't believe that because I was in the grass more than them. Anyway, so I go up to there, and Bob Ruprecht, our chief brewing officer, goes, "Hey, come here." I go, "What's up?" Motions me. He's over at his car in the trunk, by his trunk. Trunk door is open. So I'm like, okay. So I walk up there, and he goes, "You got to try this." Okay. So he pours it into a glass for me. He goes, "Try this. I just made it." And I go, "Well, first of all, tell me what it is before I try it." Because I smelled it, and it was like, ooh, what is that? Is that whiskey? What is? He goes, "This is our Neptune's beer." I went, "No shit." So I drank that baby, and hey, man, it was high octane, but it was good. It was good. So good, I started calling everybody up. Ray Kashkar, come here. Rob, get over here. Try this. Rob, you need to come over here. This is your beer, dude. So anyway, that was the birth of Neptune's beer, and we got it into a can for a 12-pack. And let me tell you something. That stuff will last forever. It'll last a year because it's the alcohol content of it. But it was pretty good. Will we bring it back? Will we revive it? I think someday we will revive it. Because it was good too. It was really good. It was really strong, really strong. Good beer. And that's the story of Neptune's beer. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the cans. So we went through the cans and we did. We wanted to. I think we included the shareholders on it. We got shareholder input. We passed it around to the shareholders first. The first version of the can had a picture of Osama bin Laden with these big exaggerated eyes, and he was in a night vision camera with crosshairs, and that was the first thing we put on there. We thought it was kind of funny, but when you drill down into it, it really wasn't. I think we passed it over to shareholders, and some came back and said, "Hey, don't do that. Um, we don't want to do anything to rattle or offend our Gold Star families or our 9/11 families or anything like that." And that was some really good advice. Really good advice. So we switched that out, and put Navy SEALs on there with nighttime, looking through a nighttime vision at the compound there. Kind of something like you'd see from a scene from uh, the movie. I've seen it 50 times. It escapes me. Seen it too many times. So that was the one we came up with, and we got it out, and we gave shareholders first dibs on ordering Neptune's beer. So I think we'll put it out. And that is the story of Neptune's beer. Let me go check on Instagram here and see if we got any questions there. It's a lot of fun at Rally Point. Yes, it was. It was. Not sure when the next Rally Point is. Not exactly sure. We've had two now, and we've learned that the two that we have had were obviously in Virginia. And I think we're going to get the next one is going to be a little more centrally located. But we'll let you know. When I say centrally located, I'm probably talking a little more west than Virginia. Tennessee might be a good place to have it. We'll see. Nebraska, that would be a great place. Now, talk about centrally located. There you go. Never know. You never know. So anyway, let's see if you guys, let me see where we got over here. Let me take X as well. We'll get over to X and see what we got going on there. If anybody's got any questions from X. Neptune's beer. No questions on X. Everybody's fine over there. Mark is fine. Midwest. Oh, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what. Another reason why we're fighting so hard against all this stuff. No, number one, it's not true. But number two, the biggest reason is I get emails every day from people all over the country wanting our beer. All over. Not just shareholders. Matter of fact, the emails I get aren't from shareholders requesting our beer. They're from people in all the states. My gosh, people overseas even wanting our beers. And that's been happening since we started this thing, and it's not going to stop. And if the product sucked, well, it wouldn't be working so hard either. But I hate to say it, our beer just does not suck. You can call me biased all you want. Call me biased all you want. Pretty, pretty, pretty solid on the product there. All right. Got any questions? Let me know. Put it in the comments there. What do we got coming up? Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to reformat the Red Friday podcast quite a bit here. It's not, we got to get some veterans on here. I'm going to have a co-host. I'm not going to announce who it is yet, but I'm going to have a co-host. Actually, he'll be the host. I'm just going to be his color man, if you want to know the truth. I'm going to be here to be in his world, not in mine. So we got some veterans coming on here, and we're going to panelize the Red Friday podcast, and get into some veteran stories, get into some storytelling. Hey, Shellback Smitty just joined us. Isn't that nice? Mike Soderberg just popped in too. Shellback Smitty. There's a guy who we need to have on the Red Friday podcast. I'm going to get Shellback Smitty on here. He is an interesting dude. We love Shellback Smitty out of North Carolina. He is a big fan, loves beer, loves America. He's a veteran, served his country. And I know he has gatherings and get-togethers. Somebody sent me a video of his Army-Navy party at his house, and they were doing, they got AFBC kegs, and they were doing keg stands. All right, Shellback, we'll have you on. Congratulations. He's commenting back here. Shellback Smitty, daughter's wedding next week. Congratulations on that. That's always a happy day. Anyway, these guys were doing keg stands. And these were 40, 50-year-old guys. Loved it. Veterans having fun for the Army-Navy game. Isn't that a great game? Anyway, they were doing keg stands. And I remember, I think I posted the video. Boy. A couple days later, you think I just absolutely posted something evil. I got a hate mail from somebody. Anyway, trolls will be trolls. It was just great to see these guys having fun. It's the Army-Navy game. They were having a party at their house and doing keg stands with preamble. Love it. Love it, love it. Yes, kegs. Kegs. That was a couple years ago, a couple Army-Navy games. Hello from Bridgeport, California. Robert Miller. Hello, Bridgeport. Hello. We love that. I know I'm jumping around here, but getting back to our format, we're going to have some veterans on here and repanelize the Red Friday podcast here a little bit. I'll still be on, but I want to get our veterans involved, and there's a lot of stories to be told. We're going to be diving with this panel of veterans coming on. We are going to be diving into ibogaine therapy. We're going to be diving into stem cell therapy as well. We're going to be getting into some beer names for some new beers. I'm sure we'll talk about new hardware coming out. whether it's a new gun from SIG or wherever. I'm sure there'll be a little politicking, but it'll be a lot of fun. Getting some real vets on here and talking about real veteran issues. I swear we were gonna dive into the VA deal. I get I get a lot of emails every week, but I've had some veteran friends of mine share some experiences that they've had at the VA, and that are really bad. We've had some veterans on our advisory board that have been working on VA claims for 2 years. And I've gotten emails from veterans that are saying, hey, I'm from this part of the country, this city. I go to the VA in my city, and I have nothing but great things. Great experiences. Everybody's different, though. Everything's different. Everything is different. All these circumstances are different. But we know there are issues. We know there are issues. So, good things coming up for the Red Friday podcast. Good things coming up. Preamble, cat shot, death from above, and barbecue. No kidding. No kidding. Do me a favor. Pop in the comments here. If you came to our Norfolk brewing facility, and actually got into the tap room and had an experience there and tried all the different beers, if I haven't mentioned one of those, put it in there. We had a Red Friday red ale, and won an award in Norfolk there for that. We had a Red Friday red ale. That was a delicious beer. Coastie was a delicious beer. I think that was a Belgian white. Death by Cappuccino. We had a death from above, and we had a death by Cappuccino. That was good. The Marzen, or Devil Dog Marzen, was really good. I mean, there were a bunch of beers on there that were really, really good. So let me know. PTSD sucks ass. It does. It does. I didn't serve in the military, so I can't begin to tell you about an experience, but I can tell you that I've been on the consulting end and the assistance end, taking phone calls from veteran friends of mine at 3 a.m. when the demons come. I get it. I get it. It's why we have concentrated on that as a company. We've concentrated on that. And I'll tell you what, we've done a lot of events around the country, a lot of military events, raising money, proselytizing our brand at the same time, but raising a lot of money for all sorts of different nonprofits that do great work out there for veterans with PTSD. And it's amazing. You go, and we repeated going to those. And Bone Frog Open, for instance. Bone Frog Open. You go there, you donate beer, donate your time, use your influence on social media to help raise money for these organizations. And you go there and you get to know all these incredible veterans that are there. Navy SEALs, since we're talking about the Bone Frog Open specifically. But there are a lot of other events that we went to that weren't SEAL oriented. You go to those events, you make friends and relationships with people, and then the next year they're not there. Why? Because they left us due to their PTSD. That happened a lot. A lot. Seriously opens your eyes. You really grasp it. Mike Day's a great example of that, by the way. Great example. And Mike Day was an advocate for veterans with PTSD and the suicide epidemic. Anyway, it's not going anywhere. We need to address it. Be a battle buddy. Call your veteran friends up. Don't just do it over Christmas. It's PTSD's year round, my friends. It's year round. It's year round. Scott from the Compass Rose. Ooh, Pineapple Express. Yes. We'll have to get Scott Mann. We'll see if Scott Mann will come back on the podcast here. He's on our advisory board. Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann. Boy, what a man. What a great American that man is. Wow. We'll bring him on. We'll have to get him on. Anyway, folks, the weather's getting better. We're into March now. We got March Madness coming up. If you're a college basketball fan like I am, go Duke. Go Duke. See how many people I piss off with that one. Go Duke. I don't know how good they're going to do. I know the ladies are doing good. March Madness, man, you got we're going to start getting back in. It's the beer season. It's coming. I can feel it. I can taste it. It's coming. So that's why we got to work really hard to get Grunt out there and get it out. St. Patrick's Day is coming. Easter's coming. Oh, I got a fellow Duke fan, Shellback. Thanks, Smitty. I don't get a lot of those. Usually I get Duke. I hate Duke. And then I get the poop emoji and a dookie. But I'm obviously a Nebraska fan. I have been, born and raised in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I think this is the first time Nebraska's been ranked. It's the first time they've won 25 games, that's for sure. So anyway, that was something a little bit to be excited about, was Nebraska doing well in basketball. All right. Anyway, couple more comments here. Vacation to Florida, Walter. Vacation to Florida. Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for the Red Friday podcast on Friday, March 6, 2026. I'm telling you, there's some fireworks coming, folks. It's going to be real interesting. For those of you, for shareholders, thank you for your patience and your support through all of this. It has been crazy. But it's about to get a little bit crazier. And I'm hoping we can get some more beer out here. Like I said, Grunt, we're working on the Grunt. But all will be revealed soon. All right. And we got a lot of guests in the queue coming on the Red Friday podcast. So keep watching. Keep sharing our posts out there. We're trying to grow our network. I think we're up to 94,000 plus followers on Facebook. We want to get that up to 100K. We had a nice big bump. We had some really patriotic, winning the Olympic gold medals there in hockey, both the men's and the women's hockey teams. And oh my gosh, that was just, I got the hair on my arm standing up just thinking about how patriotic that was. And these athletes saying how much they love the United States of America instead of kneeling and all that kind of crap going on. It was truly, truly patriotic. And it's just great. And we had a lot of people following us on Facebook, and we're growing that. And I just want, I want you to, the last thing I want you to do, prayers up. We've lost 6 so far, and we don't want to lose any more. So let's pray for our deployed troops. And we hope this is over very soon. And we hope everybody gets home safe. And that's the Red Friday podcast. Veterans, thank you for your service to our country. Those in the active duty military, thank you for your service to our country and your family members as well. And to our Gold Star families, thank you for your service and sacrifice to our country. We love you. That goes for our first responders as well. Folks, we'll see you next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Red Friday podcast. Thank you.
R.E.D. Remember everyone deployed for the red, white, and blue. Some gave all their pride through the storm. They stand tall in their hearts.
Yeah. Red Friday, wear your red. Bye.